Hi, my name is Sasser, and this time I'm going to talk about the topic Language Assessment 2, more specifically about designing classroom language tests. In order to start, some of the questions that we should consider and that we should ask ourselves when it comes to create a test are the reason why we are creating it, the significance it has related to the course, the importance of it compared to the student's performance, and the impact it will have on us and on our students before and after the assessment. So once we determine the real purpose, what the real purpose is, the real purpose of the test, it results easier to specify its objectives. Now, another crucial factor we need to have present are the objectives, the mentioned objectives, which involve its issues that come from basic ones about forms and functions covering a course unit to more difficult ones about contracts to be represented on it, and also incorporating the decisions about what language abilities should be appraised. A third factor we should analyze is how will the test specifications reflect the purpose and the objectives. Because in order to design or evaluate a test, we must keep in mind that a test has a logical structure that goes along with the unit or the lesson that it is testing. The class objectives should be present in the test throughout the according task, the also the varieties and the weights. The fourth element we should consider is how will the test item types, tasks in parentheses, be selected and the separate items arranged. In order to give answer to this question, we can say that the tasks have to be pragmatic, and this implies content validation. The task of the course, lesson, or segment should be a reflection, and they should be original. As a step number 5, when it comes to administrate a test, we should take in consideration the details we should attend in order to help students to chase their optimal performance. And in order to carry out our plan, the students should be encouraged and also prepared. And as the last step, as the step number 6, we need to consider the scoring, the grading, and the feedback that it is expected. It is worth mentioning that the way that the results are reported is very crucial. In fact, there are also some details we can provide about what we have just reviewed. For example, when determining the purpose of a test, the main objective here is to work within the guidelines of the accepted traditional testing techniques, which is what will help us to interact and to communicate. It is not necessary to focus at all, to focus our attention on creating an innovative test, like an innovative testing format, which will take a lot of our effort. It would take a lot of our energy to build, and at the end, it wouldn't meet the required goal. As a detail number 2, during the clear and unambiguous objectives designing section, we should focus the test on what our students should know and on what our students should be able to do based on what they have learned throughout the course or throughout the class. We shouldn't forget that it should be appropriate, accessible, and also understandable. As a detail number 3, we have the drawing up test specifications. Here, we can use the specifications as a scheme of what our test will contain, such as its description, its item types, tasks, skills that need to be included, its score, and the way it will be reported to the students. It will actually show us how the test will look like. As a detail number 4, we have the devising test items. This one includes the first 6 factors that we were mentioning at the beginning. And as highlighted elements, it involves midterm essays, listening and speaking final exams, the listening comprehension section, and the oral production section. Now, as a detail number 5, we have the designing multiple choices items. Multiple choices items are difficult to design, even though they look easy. Its two main principles are practicality and reliability. And on the other hand, they result easy when it comes to score and grade. As a detail number 6, we have administering the test. This is the moment that goes after having prepared a test with its respective purposes, the objectives, and also its specifications. Now, in order to have things set up and guide the students throughout the test instructions, we should consider some points first. It is important to provide like a proper pre-test information on conditions for the test, to advise students of the materials that they should bring to class in order to use them, let them know the kinds of items, provide suggestions of the strategies for optimal performance, and apply evaluation criteria. It is important to give the students the chance to ask any question they wish and at the same time to provide them with a response. The last details we can mention are scoring, grading, and providing feedback. Let's talk about scoring, which goes first. The scoring plan reflects the results of what we created, and also it talks about the items we inserted on test. On the other hand, we have grading, and when it comes to grade, we take in consideration some aspects such as the country, the culture, the context of the classroom, the institutional expectations, the explicit and the implicit definitions of grades, of the grades that we have set forth, the relationship we have established with the class, and the students' expectations that have been engendered in previous tests and quizzes in the class. And as a last detail, we have giving feedback. In fact, providing feedback is another essential part of this process. When we provide feedback, we let our students know their progress and how they can improve. And also, it is a good via to congratulate those students that have obtained good results. In fact, by using this method, we provide to our students an instant and personalized response, and we encourage them to be better. And this is all for today. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you have a wonderful day.